Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another tank review, this time about the Soviet ASU 57. Now, what is the ASU 57? It's a new tank which was introduced in patch 1.59, and it sits here in the light tank line, but however, it is a tank destroyer. Now, that's kind of bizarre, but I think this line is one of the most unique line in the Soviet tech tree so far, and the ASU 57 is another real exception of that meta, so to say, as it was designed to be dropped by aircraft, and we will come to that later because it will show itself in a lot of stats. So we're looking at a tier 3 battle rating 4.3 vehicle, both in arcade and realistic, and it is a very fragile but very fast and maneuverable tank with a rather quick firing 57mm gun. But let's have a quick look at the armor, and indeed it's a quick look. It's just 6mm at the front and the back, everywhere mostly flat, and the side just 4mm. That means you have to fear anything, even light machine gun fire, and at ranges up to 500 meters. Light machine gun fire, not 50 cal machine gun fire, light machine gun fire again. And also your open topped vehicle, and that means you're also very vulnerable to not just aircraft attacks, but I have never seen a tank that you have to be so afraid of artillery strikes as in this. Even artillery strikes like 10 meters away from you, you just don't care in other medium tanks or even light tanks, they will hurt your crew a lot. And speaking of crew, we are just having 3 guys, of which 2 sit on the left side, the driver and the loader, with the commander, which also functions as gunner, on the right hand side. Also we see that the transmission, the fuel tank and the engine sit in front of the vehicle, and the ammunition is sideways at the back of the vehicle. Talking about gun and the gun and the ammunition, let's have a quick look at what we were looking at. The stock shell is the BR271SP, and that's not a useless but also not a very good shell. It does have a really good muzzle velocity, however, of just over 1,000 meters. And then you should go ASAP to the BR271M shell, as it is an armor-piercing high explosive shell. Sorry about that, and it features a bit more high explosive filling than the German 75mm APHE shells, both on the Panther long-barreled version and also on the Panzer IV versions. Okay, but it is not a monster APHE shell that one-shots everything. It depends on where you hit, but due to the quick rate of fire of 5.3 seconds on my maximum crew with Silverline upgrade, that's close to the maximum of 5.0 for an ace crew, and even 6.5 seconds for a stock crew is not too bad. But it is again the gun handling, and at first it reminded me a little bit about the T95 before the patch 1.59, as it has changed a little bit. The rate of fire was increased, or the reload was reduced by over 4 seconds, and also it got access to an APHE shell. I think that was necessary. But let's continue with the ASU 57. Again, as I said, we have a 57mm CH51M cannon, but we have a really bad -4 degrees of gun depression. So you're not facing, looking at a tank that can work ridge lines, as also the reverse gear is pretty bad. 12 degrees of gun elevation are also not very good, and also the firing arc of the gun is very limited with it's something like 3 degrees to each side. You have to basically aim with the entirety of your tank. That's it. And one final thing to note, or 2 final things: the mobility is very good. With the two remaining mobility upgrades, we're looking at finally 95 horsepower at 3,600 rounds per minute for 3.3 tons. English is difficult today. So that means we have nearly 30 horsepower per ton. That's amazing. And also the top speed with 50 kilometers an hour is something you see on a regular basis. This tank is so fast, so small, and so low profile that you really can shift around the battlefield and your enemies will you a lot. But when they hit you, you have really big problems. Focus on your both mobility and looking for opportunity shots, and also focus on those upgrades. But the gun, however, works, as we can see in the upcoming replay, where I had an amazing game with even less upgrades. So welcome to Kuban. I think the Kuban map is a very interesting tank map, and I never appreciated how good this tank map actually is. I think it was the second map ever to be introduced in War Thunder Ground Forces back in the closed beta, and since then we saw significant changes numerous times, I guess. And this time we're looking at a single capture point at A, at the edge of, or near the edge of the map, and you just see how mobile this tank is, as just one Hellcat overtook us. And a lot of times I'm just driving around, but here you can see how small this vehicle is, and how unexpected you come across enemies, or how unexpected you appear in front of them. For me, there is too much trouble. I get out of the way, and I'm looking for different opportunities. You see me frantically looking around because I want to surprise the enemy, not the other way around. And in this replay, I have no mercy with both the enemy but also bots. The first few games I had in this tank were rather disappointing, but for every vehicle, for every new vehicle you play, you have a bit to adapt to the playstyle, but I think the biggest change was the ammunition. There you can see even small trees are a real problem for you, and somebody dropped an artillery strike in the area. I want to have none of this, and I'm aiming at another bot. That's it. Very good. And again, that was a tenth of my ammunition. 3 shots. I saw that the Churchill has fired, so I can cross the line of fire without too many problems. And just zoom around the battlefield. As you can see, very good acceleration. At this point, I didn't even have the engine upgrade, so at the moment it's even faster. I see a lot of red dots on the battlefield, and I have also no problems using bombers, but they serve me also another they serve me in another way as well, because they give me a top-down view of the battlefield, so I know what's roughly around me. So I saw that the two dots on the radar were in fact players and not bots. So I turn around, I take a good swing around. In fact, my bombs hit one poor Panzer 4G. Turn around, and I expect to catch both those tanks unaware. I fire at the Crusader first, as it is, in my opinion, in this location, the more dangerous tank. Even 2 shots can't kill him, but I think the third one, yes, there we go. So I was not quite sure with this Sherman, and there you can see how bad the reverse gear is. But then I go for full attack mode as I see that his turret looks the other way. 1 shot and there he's dead. He must have taken a previous hit, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to take him out with that 1 shot. And I see another bot. Cleaning the area is always a good idea. But again, 1 shot is not enough. There we go. This is also a very good thing to, with such low or rather low damage guns, to watch the hit cam to know where you have to shoot next to take out the enemy's vehicle effectively. And there you can see this tip is enough, in my opinion, to hide me from enemy spotting or enemy attacks as long as I'm in another bomber. And this day I have a good day. I get 2 good bombers. The TU2 is an excellent bomber. It reminds me a little bit in terms of handling about the Do 217 bomber series. And there I see a cluster of enemy tanks. Drop all my bombs, again leave the vehicle, and surprisingly nobody hit me, so I crashed when I bailed out. What a pity. Normally I don't care for, you know, staying in the bomber just takes so long until the event is finished, and it just gives you silver lines, and I don't have a need for silver lines as I need experience. Speaking of experience, look at this. That was kind of unlucky. He got my driver and of course my transmission, but I take out the Sherman with 1 shot as the Hellcat was killed by another guy. Or was it me? I didn't see it. Yeah, the problem with the with this kind of crew setup is that when 1 crew member is down, you're down 1/3 of your entire crew. I see. I'm always carefully watching the mini-map, and I see that there is a AAA vehicle, and they are really dangerous because if they miss with the first shot, it doesn't matter. So I try to a little bit, and he is completely oblivious to my presence. I can lead 1 shot. That's all it takes. So my 7th kill. And I'm repairing. So I cut out the repairing as it is nothing special for you, I guess. And as you can see, the mobility of this vehicle allows me to get up this hill. To be honest, I wasn't here that often, as it is always the enemy's side of the map, so to say, and you mostly see it when steamrolling the enemy. Here I see a ASU 85 and I dunk the shot into the ground, and sadly I have no second chance. As you can see, the reload when just having 2 crew members is rather long, but it's not too long as we are looking at a low caliber gun, but it is enough to one-shot this M4A2. His additional armor didn't seem to help him. I don't know what this Sherman is shooting at. His machine gun easily could have finished me, but he didn't shoot at me, so I finished him with 1 shot. This Churchill is the very same thing, but he gets taken out before I can pull the trigger. Well, it doesn't matter. Again, I'm having a look at the radar. This is basically the small walk on the line between spawn camping and engaging the enemy early on. I see here in AAA, I see that I couldn't possibly get gun on him due to the bad gun depression. I turn around just in time to get away, getting shredded. And as you can see, the rear armor has fallen off. But he shoots at somebody else, and I can connect the shot. So that's the first shot. Can we reload and finish him off? Rather long reload. Yes, we can. Is this the Obama tank? I don't know. just joking. Yeah, 10th kill. I see this M6A1, he shoots at somebody else, and I found the ammunition. Yeah, so that was my 11th kill. The game is about to end. Let's have a quick look at the post-battle result screens once the game is finally finished. Yeah, GG team. The team was really good. So, there we go. We're looking at nearly 64,000 silver lines and 3,794 research points for the vehicle and 4,170 research points for the ASU 85. So I was first in team with 11 kills and 3 assists and 2,731 points. As we can see, it gave me enough points for 2 further upgrades, the one I researched, and then I went for the engine, and then I began the research on the tracks. Please subscribe, please also give this video a like below, and thanks for listening, thanks for watching, see you next time.